This is Christmas in 2025. So when you see this in 20 or 30 years, you will remember what a very special Christmas this was. And one of the things I love best, and I know you do too, is meeting old friends. And so I've got just a little remembrance of a friend that's been with us almost from the very beginning. I ran into my daughter Gina the other day with our friend Al. That's short for Alabaster. And Alabaster, you know, is Santa's senior elf. Now, Al is making the best of the days before the Christmas vacation because once that starts, he's going to be really busy. So he's looking for a girl. Yes, he is. And let's just see what happens.
It was great. There was no traffic. It was wonderful.
Well, it was good of you to come all this way.
Thank you.
How long did it take you to get here?
About an hour and a half.
And how long will it take you to get back?
It's probably about 3 hours.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Great Northwest.
Woo!
Anyway, well, I don't like to be impolite or rude or anything, but I'm going to go right ahead with it. Sure. What you doing here, Al?
You've decided it's time to get out in the world.
You know, I love how it takes both of you to think these things out. So why, since you seem to know, why does Al need to get out in the world?
Well, you've decided you're ready to date, isn't that right? That's right. I'm going to date.
Date what?
Girls.
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 Old girls?
Well, sure.
So what would you use, a senior dating app?
You know it.
And which one do you prefer?
Elf.com.
Elf.com. Now, see, I didn't know there was one of those, but I understand you've already tried this.
Yes. I went out on a date with a wonderful woman.
And it was good, everything went well.
She was amazing. I know I was amazed. See?
And are you going to see her again? Tell me a little bit about her.
Well, she's wonderful. She's fun and she's elegant and she's got great health insurance. And I think she'd make a great host for this Keep Your Engine Running show.
Honey, I hate to tell you this, but this Keep Your Engine Running show is my show. I'm Dorothy Wilhelm.
Oh.
I always have to say that. It's contractually necessary. Whenever the name of the show comes up, I have to say, I'm Dorothy Wilhelm.
Got to follow the contract.
You got to always. So, why would you think that she could have my show?
Because she's so great.
Bring her around. I'd love to meet her.
Okay.
And we'll do some stuff on the air because you're pretty cute. And we don't get to see enough of senior citizen puppets.
You don't. It's true.
So, sing us off, Al.
L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see.
Roll the titles, Brian.
V is very, very extraordinary.
Thank you.
E is, I think we must do it 30 seconds.
Well, that was fun. I thought it was fun. Hello there. This is our annual pre-Christmas show, which is the first pre-Christmas show we've had, and it might be the last. You never know. But we did something a little bit different this time. Instead of sending out a blanket invitation, we invited folks that have been supportive and with us from the very beginning or close to it. Now, I want to be able to see everybody. Jason, what do I have to hit? Thank you, my darling. Okay, there they all are. This is a great thing. I'm so happy. Hello, there is Bill Lewis, my friend Bill Lewis. There is my friend Yao. There is my friend Helena. It's like Romper Room. This is so good. There's Tim Ham. There's Barb Kohler, Terry Thal, Carol Cropley. Notice how I can't read much. Helena, Bill. Who's this? Sandra, the Crafty Canadian. And our good friend Mary Miller, Karen Meter, and Gina. So we've been having fun all these years together. Kind of thought, because this has been such a hectic year, that we would maybe do something a little bit different this time. So let us start off. I'm a little off balance, as I always am, because our opening is usually a song, and you can come easily from a song, but because we had the fun of seeing my Gina and her puppets, I got no music in my mind. So anyway, here we go. Let's have our thought for the day. Regina, thought for the day.
I'm taking it from Dorothy's book. And if you do not have Dorothy's book, Catch the Christmas Spirit, get out there and buy it right now. They're flying off the shelves. Dorothy said in her book, Christmas is still a magic time if only we choose to make our own magic.
Geez, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And you know, Mary, Mary Miller, they are sold out in the gift shop here at where we live. So that's good. I have to get some more. So that was nice. Thought for the day. I won't get everybody this time, but sometime during the show, I'm going to ask you for your deepest, most innermost thoughts. Even if you don't celebrate Christmas, then I would like to know what you are celebrating. Kim Ham, my friend, it's good to see you. What's going on in your life? No, thought for the day now. Well, I think you need sound.
There we go. Good to see you, my dear. It's been a crazy year. A lot to be thankful for. My 39-year-old daughter just completed her treatment and surgery from breast cancer and is cancer-free. So the pathologist says. And celebrating that with her 4 boys in Hawaii, coming back today. So glad to have everybody back on track, and good to be here with you again.
Wonderful to have you here, and we'll hear more from you later. Terry Thal, thought for the day. She's thinking it over.
Hi, thank you. My thought for the day is just do it.
Okay, just do it, and we'll hear
It's
more.
a kind of fast moving, get it done. Don't put it off.
Got it. Got it. Very good. Now, this lady, Carol Cropley. I am crowning coffee chat princess. And I will be sending her a gift of absolutely no value. But anyway, Carol, as far as I know, has never missed a show, and she's always the first one here. So, stick with that. It may get you somewhere or not. Now, now see, this is what happens with the whole stuff. Do you know, kids, I just realized, I don't know what I did with my calendar, but I'm pretty sure our next coffee chat is on my 92nd birthday.
Wow.
I think that's exciting. Presuming I will be here, I hope you will be too. And Helena, what's your thought for the day? You guys got to learn to turn your mics on. Helena, turn your mic on.
Clicking on the wrong icon.
Okay, well.
Look to the future and see joy.
Oh, joy. Thank you. And let's see, we'll do about 2 more. Bill Lewis. Bill's been with us for most of the time. I don't remember where I found you, Bill. Where did I find you?
Through Robbie.
Oh, Robbie Samuels. We all know Robbie Samuels. And so, which is a good thing. So give us your thought for the day, Bill.
Well, you asked me to tell a Christmas story.
Not yet.
Oh, a thought for a day. Yeah, be out there and do great things. There's my thought.
Canoe and Tyler too. Thank you. And okay, my next practically, and this is what I always do to this poor lady. Barb Kohler is my oldest friend. You can't know how delighted she is to be. She's actually quite a bit younger than I am, but we've been friends for like 50 years almost.
Long time since our lives were little.
Yeah. So your thought for the day right now.
Well, I find the good in each day. With all the craziness going on in the world, there is some good out there as well.
There is. Thank you so much. And dear Jason, your thought for the day.
My breathe. I'm trying to remember to take big deep breaths these days. Just whether I'm stressed or whether I'm tired or whatever it is, I just remember to breathe.
And as long as it keeps coming back, and you got to learn to step very lively because there are a lot of potholes out here. And so anyway, what we're going to do now, heaven in their mercy knows. But Jason and Gina, have you got any housekeeping thoughts for the day? Using chat for questions and
sure. I'll throw out a couple. First of all, we've already touched on one. When you're called upon, make sure you unmute so that we can hear you. You'll probably be muted by default. And then also too, there's two things. There's a chat icon at the bottom. If you click on that, you can post questions and comments and things as we go along that even though you're muted, you can still actively participate in the conversation. And then there are also there's a react button down at the lower center. It's got a heart in it. If someone says something impressive, or something that you really like, you can do an applause, which I'm doing now. You can see on my screen, my hands are clapping. Or if you love a comment, you can hit the heart and all these hearts will float up over you. That's a fun way to respond and react to folks as they're telling their stories today.
So that's really great, Gina. Well, I have to introduce the whiteboard. We've talked before about Gina's whiteboard that makes all kinds of very clever remarks. And very frankly, and for a reason I don't understand, the whiteboard gets more fan mail than either one of us. People just love the whiteboard. So,
Well, thank you. Yes. And what I've done is I've copied down all of your thoughts for the day, and I'll send that to Jason afterwards, so it'll be in the notes for our recording. But you also might be able to see that I've got these decorative lights on top of my actual lights, and you can make a holiday border by going down to your video and choosing adjust background and effects. I think that's where it's at. Yeah. And if you scroll down, you can have all sorts of things around but that's the most holiday-ish one, are the lights. But they have, they have the theater, smiley face, all the emojis.
I thought they were real lights.
Well, I do have real lights, but also animated ones now.
My whole life is built on illusion.
Isn't it the truth?
Pat Gordon went away. Look at that. It's empty. Come back, Pat. Okay, great. Thank you. So, and as long as we've got you there, now I always say, do not eat or drink on camera, but there she goes. You can't do a thing with Gina anyway. So as long as we have you here, one of our dear founding members, or one of the folks that has been with us the longest, is our dear Father Fred. And he is still not able. I had a note from him yesterday. He still can't come back. He says, I really miss you guys. So I want to, Gina, do you happen to have his address, his email address? Otherwise I can find it.
I will locate it and put it in the chat in case people want to reach out.
Maybe everybody would like to send him. He said he'd really like to come back, and eventually he will get to, but he isn't able to be here today. So I wanted him to know we were thinking of him. They were making him go to the doctor, so he couldn't even see the show. So anyway, okay, now how about any brags? Has anybody done anything so wonderful that, well, of course, that we all should know about it? I know Tim has. He never. You can't do a thing about Tim. Now, what is your brag today, Tim?
Well, in addition to my daughter's health situation much better, the artist that painted my background, which is Mount Rainier from Gig Harbor, We finally found a gallery in Tacoma with a new office in Bellevue. I'll put that in the chat, the Barlow Gallery. So you can see some of the pieces that he's got with the gallery, and
Yes.
obviously contact the gallery and stop in to visit or purchase online.
Well, you
So-
know, I'm right in the neighborhood, sort of. Sometime I'd love to go over and see it. I'm just thinking you would certainly leap to offering to take me because you know they won't let me drive.
Well, be delighted to. It's
But anyway, and sometime maybe a little later if we have time, to review the story in case anybody doesn't know this painting of Gig Harbor was a long time coming. So.
It was basically a 3-year effort to be able to get an artist that I met when he was 21 years old while I was working in Afghanistan for 2 years. The Taliban threatened him because he was painting people and animal. According to the Taliban, anything with a soul could not be reproduced. So after a very long effort, we're able to get him accepted into Germany. Which he arrived about a year ago. And it was a long process. So it's very positive effort for him. And now the challenge is to find people to appreciate his art and ask for more production from him. He does take commissions as well. So I've got the link for the gallery in the chat, and delighted to take you, Dorothy, anytime you want to go.
I would just love it. And here Gina has put Father Fred's email, and I know he'd love to hear from you because he never missed. I think he missed one time because the bishop made him do it. But otherwise, I think he was here the whole time. So what we're going to do next, because sometimes, there's a lot going on at this time of the year, and we're all trying to keep. Now, that was a great spirit lifter, Tim. I like that a lot, and I'm so happy about your daughter. A thing that I hope will encourage you is that I'm betting, I don't know about you guys, but the gals, I bet you most of us have had cancer. I did. And look, indeed, I was told by the doctor not to have the surgery because my life would not be worth living afterwards. And I did have the surgery, and I've had a wonderful life. So, just have that in the back of the mind. So anyway, my darling people, I'm talking like a little old lady. I will explain something to you at this time. If you ever wonder why old people call everybody darling, I have no idea, but I know it can't be helped. It just comes out. My mother-in-law did this, and I hated her. And it was, and you can't stop it. It just happens. It's what was that song? There's no way to stop it. There's no way to stop it. And so we're going to think a little bit about things that might lift our spirits in case we're not feeling good. Poor Pat Gordon, I've been kind of picking on her, and she says her battery's low and she can't get the thing to turn on. And otherwise, she would be happy for us to see her picture. What do we think this is? So we're glad that Pat's here. And let's start with Bill, because I know he's really wanting to share his Christmas story. So let's.
Oh, Dorothy. As a graduate student, I spent 6 months in Sweden. And while there, I wanted to be as Swedish as I could. I wanted to understand the people, the history, the culture, the language, the songs. I joined a choir. And on the 13th of December, we would have Santa Lucia. And early in the morning, everyone would gather in the great dome church in the part of town where I lived. And it was dark and it was lit only by a few candles. And then the students from the camera choir would file in with Santa Lucia leading the way. And it was so beautiful, just all the students holding candles, coming up and singing. And to be part of that experience, to share with my friends who were Swedish themselves. And that was so important. No matter where I have lived, I want to know the people, the language, the culture, whether it's Germany or France or Spain or Kenya or Russia, but everywhere. And Christmas is when we gathered together and loved each other. And that's what I wanted to remember from my choir. Nu tändas tusen julaljus från himlens mörka rund. O tusen, tusen strålar upp på himlens ljusblå grund.
That was lovely, Bill. Thank you so much. And your lovely story, and we're kind of hoping this will provoke other Bill's been here a long time. We've been everywhere a long time. But my daughter, my Gina, no, one of the other, anyway, when she was a little girl, her dad and I told her about St. Lucy, about Santa Lucia. And we told her further that what girls' duties were, is that when they got to be 12, they had to wake their parents on St. Lucy's Day with coffee and coffee cake. And she did that for 2 years, and she really didn't like it. And then she found out that nobody else was having to do that, and she quit. So sometimes your Christmas lifts don't work out the way you thought they would, but it did give us a great memory. And you know, Bill, another thing we've had a guest that we've had on both our Swimming Upstream and this show is our dear friend Justice Richard Guy, whom we lost just a couple of weeks ago. And Richard and I went to high school together, so he's the last of my high school friends to be, you know, and they leave a hole. They leave a place you can't do anything about. And Richard, well, he had lost his wife just a year before on Christmas Day. So, but you know, we miss the dear ones that we've spent the time with and all that. And Bill wrote a really beautiful little note to Justice Guy's daughter. Do you happen to have it with you, dear Bill? Well, go look in your email while we go on here. I want you to read it, unless you can rephrase it. Nah, go look for it. Okay. Next thing. Thank you very much, honey. Okay, now where is the crafty Canadian next? Is going to tell us another way to lift the spirits with a snow globe.
I am Dorothy. Hello.
Hello.
How are
you?
Every year I have so many kids, and we've got 4 of our own that come. So I thought this year it would be a fun thing. So I'll show you the end product, and then I'll show you what I'm doing with it. So here's a little snow globe. Now, isn't that cute?
Cute.
Now, it's not really meant for jiggling, and I don't think snow globes are really anyways. They're meant for sitting on the shelf. So what I've done is a couple of paper plates, a little bit of plastic, and an old Christmas card. And what can you do with those things? Well, you can make one of these. So what I thought, Dorothy, is, excuse me, I thought I'd wrap up the ingredients for a snow globe so I can pass them on to the little kids in the neighborhood.
That's really cute. What a great idea.
Isn't that? So I've done this project now several times. I have many paper plates, and I just love it because now I'm gonna embellish it. And this is like across the board. This one is for a 4-year-old, but I'm making one here in my lap as the radio show is going. And this one is going to be for my husband because I'm going to put a Canada Post box in it and decorate it like a little Russian scene with the Canada Post. And he's going to have lottery tickets and chocolates in it. Another one I'm going to put candy canes in it and chocolates. So
Well,
it's really versatile. Whatever you want to put in your pack, for whatever age, as long as it's not too heavy. So I'll just, mhm.
yeah, I was going to say, you've convinced me. Show us how to do it.
Okay. I'm just going to put my screen down here so we can all see. So I've just been doodling while we've been talking. Well, other people have been talking. So what I've done to start with is I've got 2 paper plates. One is the back, the full one I'm going to decorate. I've got my piece of plastic cut out. And then I've got my circle to cut out to make the globe part. So I'm not going to do that on radio. I'm going to have it already done. So here's the little package, and I'll just work backwards now. So I've wrapped it with a bow and a ribbon, and I've stuffed it with all the things that I want to give this 4-year-old girl so she can make her own at the Christmas table while she's waiting for dinner. So you got a little bit of the fabric, the pillow stuff. And if you don't have this, cotton balls work perfectly. Then I put out the little cutout. I put in a package of stickers, a little package of sprinkles, and a little bit, and the instructions with that I actually wrote on the cutout of the paper plate. So you don't even have to have anything more than 2 paper plates, a piece of plastic. The plastic is just from the office supplies. I got it from our Staples, but I'm sure the dollar store has them too. And just make sure that it's a little sturdy. You want it to kind of equal the weight that you have of the paper. If it's too flimsy, everything will go anywhere. And so what I learned very important right off is you don't give the kids the whole thing of sparkles, and you don't go into the kitchen, Grandma, to make the top, because there's sparkles in my kids' house now for the rest of eternity. I filled up the vacuum cleaner twice with sparkles. This is what I retrieved. So do the lid first. That's my advice. In front of the kids, do it without, and then carry on. So that's why I've kind of categorized it and put it, because if you give them a whole bag of stuffy and a whole bag of sparkles, while you're busy putting the clear plastic on the cutout, there's going to be trouble.
Plus, get in the plates at dinner. I count up.
Yeah, well, this kind of, and it's all contained, wrapped up in a little ribbon. Everybody gets a present first off. They leave the ones under the Christmas tree alone, and it gives them something, and everybody can do it. Like I said, I'm going to put lottery tickets in the one for my husband. And so we'll just go through, like, as you can see, the one that I made is exactly the same ingredients as the one I'm going to give away. I've got the little card here. And I found the cheap Christmas cards. And usually, you know what, Dorothy? I know you do it too. Do you save all your Christmas cards from the previous year?
Yeah. That's adorable. That really is.
And so the kids will have all of these ingredients in the little package that I give them. And it's just simply glue and taping it. So I would just attach all my little things to the back. You need a little bit of cellophane tape to glue that. And then you can add your snow, your stickers, and all the instructions. Like I said, all the instructions are printed on the piece of paper plate that I cut out. It's very simple. Paint and decorate the inside of the bottom. Use tape or glue to fasten the characters. Put your stickers on. And then what I actually did, Dorothy, at one point I glued the edge and it kind of leaked. So this one I actually stapled a couple of times and then put glue in the edge, because you don't want your sparkles all over the place. So
you want to be careful using staples with little kids.
Well, there are a little bit of parental things. And like I said, putting this plastic on the lid. And I actually, the first time I did this, I glued this because I love my glue gun. But it didn't really work out because the first thing my little 2-year-old granddaughter did was go, "Oh, I want that." And she stuck her hand right into it. And again, sparkles all over the house.
Well, this is really great. It's really cute, and I can see that as a first Christmas present being really good. So anyway, and we have to scoot right along, as you know.
Yeah.
So
And just I'm gonna give these ones to all the neighbor kids.
and
And
with,
maybe a neighbor or two that's listening right now.
that would be very nice. And you do have the directions in the notes, right?
I have all the directions, and if you want to have them emailed to you, my email address is craftycanadianstudios@gmail.com. I'll put it in the notes there. But it's simple and easy. And you know what, Dorothy?
No.
It's something that I can afford to give 5-6 kids.
You know, that's really true. And they love things like that to make. So so thank you so much. And we wish you a Merry Christmas, as I say.
Thank you. And we have Christmas on the same day as you Americans.
Thank heaven.
Yeah. just for information.
Right, thank you. Bill, did you find, Bill, no eating or drinking on camera?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's a big faux pas.
But I was hungry. Would you like me to read it?
I would. Okay, let's go back to now. Be thinking what your favorite spirit lifter is, because we'd love everybody to put in theirs, and then that would go in our notes. But Bill wrote a very short, lovely, touching response when Justice Guy died, which we sent to his daughter Heidi, and I just had asked him to read it here today between gulps.
Dorothy, oh, I am sad. I am happy that we got to spend time with him over Zoom last Christmas. And we had such a good time together when Justice Guy visited my MIT class over Zoom at COVID time. He's the one who really introduced me to John Marshall and the complexities and the reality of the court systems which I talk about. He was a really good man who led a really good life. Bill.
Thank you very much. And it's just to touch on, all of us have had losses and gains this year. Thanks so much, Bill. Now you can have something to eat if you want, maybe. So, but does that, anyone cause you to think of how do you lighten dark moments, or do you lean into them? What do we do? Helena, I know your name. Helena, give me a thought for a dark moment, a spirit lifting thought.
Look up and see the light.
Very good. See, you notice, I knew she could do it. See, that's why I called on her. I knew she could. Anyone else got, and we should, I think, too, touch on with our friends that don't celebrate Christmas. And I happen to know, perhaps, maybe, Terry, have you got a thought for the day, or a spirit lifting thought? You have to turn on the sound.
Thought for the day? Life goes forward.
Okay.
Can't do any better right now.
Okay. Sometimes it do, and sometimes it don't. There. My dear friend Mary Miller, give us a way. How do you lighten your spirits? Sound.
Yeah, no, okay. Well, my dad had a saying that everyone uses now forever, and it's printed on almost everything we have, is "Aren't we lucky?" We've got coffee mugs with "Aren't we lucky?" We have calendars. Our children have it on T-shirts, and aren't we lucky? And it's true. We are every day.
That's great. Thank you very much. Now, Gina has a special idea for Christmas, a unique Christmas companion, I'd say, not a gift. what do you want to tell about? Do you have anything more in the way of gifts besides the gift that we were going to tell about? Is there any other spirit lifter that you have that you'd like to share?
Well, I put another quote from your book in.
Oh, good.
And for the gifts that were lost or taken away, our hearts are heavy, but we have to believe there's always got to be a star out there somewhere just for them.
Say that.
Nice.
The thing I love about this book and about the way you write, Dorothy, is if you're in a hurry, you can always go to the very last line because there's all the punch is right there.
It's what we call a bathroom book. You know when you're finished.
Yes, so it's beautiful. And we can always make a new tradition. We can always, for people, I know I've spoken to a lot of moms who are really overwhelmed. And there are a lot of people that are very angry and they don't want to do the same thing that they've always done in their families because frankly, it drives them nuts. So giving ourselves permission to take from the old what we still love and start something new. And that's exactly what we've done in my house.
Let's hear.
Well, meet Goose. Oh, this is Goose. And I knew Goose was coming to our house the minute that my husband sent my daughter and me little puppy mugshots. And the mugshots came from the Michigan State University Vet School, where there's always ongoing research and things, but they do research on dogs and they have litters. And the puppies who are free of any genetic disorder that they're searching for are up for adoption. And so, yes, Goose came into our household the Friday before Thanksgiving. And he's been quite a shift to our life, but he's quite a shift and a little one of those too, poops. He eats everything, and it's been 10 years since we've had a new one in the household. I would only recommend bringing a new animal into the household over the holidays if you have all hands on deck and a live-in veterinarian, which I'm fortunate to have.
It's pretty cute. So is it a she or a he?
It's a he. He's a lab beagle mix, so he's very curious and wants to dig in all sorts of nooks and crannies. But he's also given us a reason to simplify things. Having a Thanksgiving that was just 3 of us, and it was lovely because it's like COVID all over again. We can just say, "Well, sorry, can't come. We have a new puppy." And that is a wonderful excuse to sort of stay snuggled in. But the joy in all of this is seeing this pup experience everything for the first time because he came right from a research lab where he was housed with his brothers and sisters and he had never touched grass. He, of course, had never seen snow. And so we got just about close to 8 inches in Michigan and romping through the snow. Just those kind of little joys make up for all the other things.
That's wonderful. And I was going to ask how the kids liked him, but you don't have any little ones at home.
Oh, I do, that's,
Oh,
I know. And in fact, Jason was talking about almost being an empty nester. I might suggest that you have an agreement with your children that they sign on the dotted line that they will not come back. I have an adult child living still in the home and an 18-year-old, and they are like little kids, especially with this puppy. So thanks for indulging me. If I can get Goose on camera before we're done, I will.
that will be nice. Thank you. And that's a reminder, and I kind of want to touch back on something we started on, that don't be afraid to try something new. One thing that happens, and you talked about it a little, is that when you lose somebody or something, your rituals are gone, but it doesn't occur a new ritual, you can't just have a new ritual. You will often have to try several different things. After my husband died, the first Christmas was hideous beyond your wildest dreams. And it would have been our wedding anniversary. We were married the day after Christmas. And of course, our little girl was only 6. Well, all that, it's never a good time. Nobody is going to say, "Oh, well, there went old Roger." So we were trying to think of what we could do. We tried to do the regular things, go to mass, well, it was awful. It just didn't work. So the next Christmas, see, we're slow learners here. But the next Christmas, we tried something totally different, worked much better. We watched Raiders of the Lost Ark and had a pizza set in. And that was almost like clearing the palate. Then after that, we could begin to build our own new Christmas traditions. So I didn't know we had pizza. That's good. So anyway, keep thinking, keep looking for different ways of doing things. And now I would like, anybody have any thoughts that was occasioned by this really eloquent piece that my dear friend here did? I can't remember her name, even though I have a daughter of the same name. Your mind goes, it's a very, very funny thing. I had no idea that my mind would go. My friend Yao has been sitting here quietly, and I don't, let's say something, honey bun. I have not much. I don't care what. Just say something. Sound, babe. Unmute.
Okay, I got it. Yeah. Thank you for inviting me. I just want to say that I am a member of a choir group at Shrewsbury Choral, and this coming Sunday, 6 days away, we will have our first concert of the season, and the theme of the concert is a peace on earth. And I think I'd like to share that with each one of you, that I'm hoping there's peace on earth, and we do our best to make it happen.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much. So now, who has, let me see, anyone else been touched by this very eloquent, whatever it is thing we've been doing so far? Christmas card. Anyone like to send a virtual Christmas card to anyone? Anybody looking forward to anything special? Or how about favorite Christmas dish? And by the way, Barb, I'm expecting something from you, because Barb is my oldest friend. And how's about telling us, what do? You have the situation a lot of us have, that the dear family is in another town, so you got to go back and forth and that kind of thing. What's a spirit lifter there?
Well, yes, my family is either in Connecticut or in Spokane. But I have wonderful neighbors. We live in a cul-de-sac. And so they always invite me to their, like I was there for Thanksgiving dinner and for Christmas dinner.
And you guys have been doing that a long time.
Yeah. But I have to say, yes, new traditions you have to start. When my husband died 22 years ago, it took me 7 years to even decorate for Christmas. And the only reason I had to is because that particular year, my son and daughter-in-law and my new granddaughter were coming. And I thought, oh, great. Now I've got to put a tree up. How am I going to do that? All of that. But it worked out. We did different things and we got through it. And then I was able to continue a tree every year after that. But yeah, it's tough.
Well, I think it's like, be patient with yourself. Because, you can't put it, and it doesn't necessarily spoil it. If you try to do something different, sometimes, it takes your energy that way, but you're not going to be able to make it all right again. So I think I was there at your house the year they came too. I never left.
I know you were when Caitlin turned 1.
Yeah. So this is a time for looking back and whatever. Now, Gina was just saying that she makes traditional Christmas bread every year, and I know you have loads of traditions. What do you do? Go to Spokane?
No, in the 19 years that my son has been married, they've only been able to come twice for Christmas.
Some never come.
Yeah. You know, fortunately at that time, my younger son was still in town, so we always would get together too, until he moved to Spokane. Then the neighbors took over.
We'll see that as long as we've got resource people, that's really what matters.
But one year I went to the movies. I thought, hey,
Yeah, well,
went to see Boys in the Boat, and it was wonderful. So
yeah, we saw Raiders of the Lost Ark.
yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No, that's so different things depending on
Yeah,
at that time of year. And I love to play music. I just tell Alexa to get whatever it is and gets me through the day.
and I think that's a really valuable thing. And let's hope we all get through the day the way things. But I have to go directly from here. As long as you're my dearest friends, I have 22 medical appointments in the next 2 weeks. Now, never mind why. It's perfectly, but I'm not going to have any fun. So I would welcome ideas for having fun while at the doctor's office in an unusual position.
You could sing.
I could. Wouldn't that be funny? That would be. I don't know. What do you think, Karen? What can I do?
Oh gosh. Well, you're Dorothy, you're multi-talented, so you can do most anything.
Yeah, but only they're going to make me stay on that thing no matter what. As long as you're talking, what's your favorite Christmas tradition or treat?
Well, it's both in our case. When my husband was in the Air Force, he went to tech school in Biloxi, Mississippi. And that was coming from LA in an orange Carmen Ghia with California plates. It was a new reality, and I loved it. And the American South is great, despite what you may have heard. And they have some good eats down there, and among them is shrimp and sausage gumbo. So
Wow.
I make that every Christmas Eve.
Sounds wonderful. That doesn't say, let's see, where did Sandra go? Sandra, you were supposed to do the Advent calendar first.
I have it right behind me.
Well,
and you know what I do when I'm hanging around waiting is I color. I was so excited. I got a box of 64 markers. I've never been so happy.
Well, that's great. See, that would be the ideal thing. And in fact, that's a really good thing. Instead of flowers, buy markers, because a person can do a lot with that. But we have, just in this last little bit here, Sandra has a great Advent calendar idea.
I do. And it's right behind me, Dorothy. Sorry, everyone.
Make it fast.
I'm whipping along here. So this is my Advent calendar. And it's the cutest thing in the world. So it's a little chimney made out of a cardboard box, because you get a lot of boxes from Amazon this time of year for some reason. So what I've done is I've painted the front. I've added a little styrofoam mantelpiece, and I've made my little stockings. But the trick here is the Advent calendar. So you need a box that's a little bit more than 12 inches. This is 12 inches divided into half-inch squares. So you got 24 for your Advent. So today is the first day of December. And this little guy, and I've just kept this off. So little Santa is going to go down the chimney every day. When I pull out a card, he's going to go a little bit further down the chimney. So at the end of the month, he's going to pop his little head out and end up in my little fireplace there.
Put him in the fireplace so we can see.
Oh, and I promised I wouldn't see him until Christmas morning, but
I know, but we're, you know.
So this little Santa too, Dorothy, is just, and I keep every old Christmas card. I don't know why. They're all beautiful. They all got sparkles on them, so I keep them. So this is just a Christmas card that I've left a little bit of bottom. And I've also weighted him. I got a stick in here and glued him. So he's a little heavy. You don't want him to get caught up in the chimney and get stuck in there. So if you have a little bit of weight on him, he'll go down very quickly.
He
and
looks very
smoothly.
now.
And
Let's
at the end,
read a card or so we know what we're getting into.
sorry?
Read a card or so we'll know what we're
Oh, yeah. Well, each card, I call them bricks. And so December the 1st, I've just marked them with the number all the way down. And this one says, have fun, love from Grandma. But I've got a few in here. I'll just randomly pull out day number 15. And these cards do go in tight, Dorothy, but you want them tight because you want them to stand. And I'll show you the inside. I've got one that's half built, so I'll show you the inside of this when you.
Great.
But this one says, tell your mom she's nice. So this one is actually for a 4-year-old and a 2.5-year-old. So I've kept it really simple, no candy in the morning. They just get a little note. But I'll show you the one, and I've got one here for me, dance.
Oh, let's see you do it.
So I'm just going to pop off screen for 1 second, and I'll get the other one.
She has now popped off screen. And Gina, I'm going to ask you to close off when she finishes with, there's how to make an advent calendar in my book. And so you might just say a couple or 3 things from that. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I've got the box. I've got all the slits cut. You can see where this is going. I've got the hole. I don't have the hole for the chimney cut out, but I do have the chimney made. I also have these struts in the front of the calendar so you can glue the front on. I also have a piece of paper here that I have cut to size so I can wrap it. And when you wrap it over the slits, it's very easy. You can feel them. So you just put your blade in there and cut through this. So it's,
I can just see me putting a blade in and feeling it. And I really.
Well, they actually, because you can see them through the paper, or just don't cover this part. You don't even have to wrap the box. You can paint it or simply, leave it
Sandra,
like it is.
We're heading into the big finish now.
Yeah,
so,
we've got all our cards in, and in this one, because it's an adult one, I'm going to put gift cards on some of the cards. So when they pull it out, that will drop into the fireplace, which I have this upside down. It'll drop into the fireplace, and they have a gift every day if you want, or just a little saying on your brick.
Okay, this is it, kid.
Merry Christmas.
Solon is our crafty Canadian, and you can reach her at
Crafty Canadian Studios at gmail.com.
Okay, thank you so much, and we'll see you in 2026. And it looks like we found the dog. The dog actually exists, which is kind of, yeah, it looks like a dog. Speak to the doggy. Somehow, Gina, say something nice about the dog while we're doing this.
Well, Goose is he's being very sweet. He's usually quite wiggly, but my daughter Sophia has brought him up for you. He loves the camera and he loves to FaceTime with people. So he will lick and and he's got these precious little paws that are black and white, and he has a little black and white cross on his chest, which I think Father Fred would love that.
That is just wonderful. But maybe she has fallen on the floor.
Oh, he wiggled right off my shoulder. Did you see that?
I did see that. He's very precocious.
It's a good thing puppies are like babies. You know, I don't know how many of those moms out there dropped their kids, but oh, bless you, I did.
Well, you know, I did want to, yes, give a last word of advice for people thinking of getting a new kid or a new dog for Christmas.
You need to drink extra coffee.
And I think, yes, but I wouldn't let the dog drink it. No, probably not. The dogs like to drink. They also will, if you leave alcohol out, they will drink that too. So be careful.
Yes, and that is another thing. You've got to keep the chocolate away from the puppies. That and xylitol in sugar-free gum.
Well, Sandra's depiction of the Advent calendar has reminded me that you can make a lot of things into Advent calendars. And one thing, how would you make a doggy Advent calendar? Bones, I guess. You do that. So anyway, we, in fact, it's in my book. I was going to have you read that at the end, but it seems like you haven't got any reader things left. So, but try something new and have a great time. Don't forget about us. Anybody have any last little thing they want to share that I promised I would say to them or about them, and I didn't? Jason, you've got to have something to say.
Why should I have something to say? I'm trying to push all the buttons and make the show work.
And he does it. Let us have a cheer for Jason. Way.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And then let us have a cheer for us and a very Merry Christmas. And I'm going to, we're going to reconvene. Oh, thank you so much. We are going to reconvene in this very spot on my 92nd birthday in January, 1 month from today. No, tomorrow. Oh, well, we can't, you know, what the hell. Excuse me. Anyhow, any last words? Otherwise, we're going to close with a last song.
Gina, can I just say, a tradition in my house was my mom, there was 5 of us kids, and my mom packed everything in one box and put a big ribbon on it and said, "To Dad." And you know, we never found one of those Christmas presents because we wouldn't dare look in the box that said "To Dad," but they were actually full of our presents, already wrapped and ready to go under the tree. So there's a good grandma note for you. If you want to hide your Christmas presents, put them all in a box, wrap it up, and say "To Dad."
Thank you. And my number 2 son actually gave his sister a cup full of ice with a piece of coal embedded in the middle, with the instructions that if she kept it long enough under pressure, it would turn into a diamond. It never did, but the thought is there. So anyway, love you all, and you know, have a very Merry Christmas. Jason, take it away for the show.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Figgy pudding! All want some figgy pudding. We all want some figgy pudding. We all want some figgy pudding. So bring it right here. We won't go until we get some. We won't go until we get some. We won't go until we get some. So bring some right here.